EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for September 3rd, 2019. Hope everybody had a wonderful holiday weekend, the unofficial end to the summer months. And we're starting off with Hurricane Dorian today. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but there is potential, at least some potential, that some of our area could be affected by Dorian late in the week, and we'll get into that here in this video. But first, we have a stalled stationary hurricane. Has been here for almost 24 hours, just sitting here. If I zoom into this here, zoom right up into this, you can see it's still just north of Grand Bahama. We did this video last night. It was about maybe 10 miles to the southeast of where it is now. That's it. So it hasn't moved much today. It's just sitting here and spinning and spinning and spinning. So it hasn't gotten any closer to Florida. It has not made a turn to the north. It will do that, though, and I'm very confident that it will do that. And the reason is, it's hard to see on this image here, but there is the cold front that came through yesterday, last evening, through our area. There's a little vorticity lobe that's associated with this, a little piece of vorticity that's sparking a few thunderstorms over here across parts of southern Georgia, just north of Savannah, and also just down here in northwest Florida. This little vorticity here, this little piece of vorticity that broke off that front, is going to continue off to the south. Once it gets south of Dorian, it should kick it. Should. And every model just about agrees on that this is going to be the kick that pulls this and entices it northward. So it will happen. And for these people down here on Grand Bahama, if there is anything left here habitable on this island after this, with still 140 mile per hour winds at the time I'm doing this video this evening, it's been doing this for 24 hours, and it went from 185 to 140. I'll tell you what, if there's anything habitable left here on this island, I will be truly floored and shocked, because this is insane, the amount of the pounding that this island took. This is crazy. So Grand Bahama, if you have any plans of going to Grand Bahama, I probably would rethink that, because I don't think it's going to be habitable for months at the very least. Probably a lot longer than that. They're going to have one hell of a rebuild going on there. So this storm is going to move to the north once this vorticity lobe catches up to it, and it will push it north and guide it more north-northwest. It's going to head up in this direction, not northwest in the coast. I don't think the coast option, landfall in Florida, I'm not taking it completely off the table, but the chances are about 1 in 10. 1 in 10 that occurs. So it's not impossible, but I really think it's going to end up doing one of these numbers here. It's going to kind of meander a little bit left, and then it's going to head north-northwest like this. Kind of like right along the coast and do one of these numbers like this. It may make landfall up here somewhere as it crosses the line here in or one of these little parts of land that jut out here in South Carolina or North Carolina as it moves off to the north and east eventually. I think that's generally your path that this thing is going to take. There may be, as it's moving up the coast here, there may be a little bit, because of this lobe, this vorticity lobe that's right up here, once this moves south of here, this might actually cut a little bit closer to the coast before it heads up north like this and do one of those numbers. Okay, it's going to be awfully close. I don't think it's going to get on land exactly, but it doesn't have to in order to feel those effects on the east coast of Florida, of course, coastal Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina as well. And the reason it's stalled over the last 24 hours or so is there's really no steering flow. Looking at 500 millibars, nothing is really guiding this. Hurricanes still follow the laws of physics. They can't just move themselves. They have to be guided by something, whether that's a ridge, a trough, or something that's pushing along, some kind of steering flow. There is no steering flow around this, so it's just sitting there, and it has no idea where to go. And going up to the jet stream level, 300 millibars, not much different. No steering flow. These are guided by a jet stream up here. No steering flow here, so it's just sitting there. So until that vorticity lobe comes further south and grabs Dorian and starts tugging at it and pushing it, finally giving a little kick to the north and west, we will see this remain stalled here. It should be another 12 hours or so, and then we'll see it start to move off to the north. This is the HWRF, and you can see this moves off to the north, north-northwest tomorrow afternoon, or actually this afternoon. I'm sorry, this is going to be Tuesday afternoon. It should start moving off to the north-northwest, still kind of slowly though, and as it moves up the coast, it may do a little jog to the west a little bit. I don't think it's far enough to make landfall. You see that jog right there? It moved a little bit closer to the coast here. So you get some impacts of tropical storm force winds, if not hurricane force winds on land. And then it finally It's still kind of moving north-northwest at this point, and then it rounds the bend, and the trough catches it midweek, and it's going to sit at northeast. I'm going to show you that trough here in a second. Gets very close to coastal Charleston, close to Myrtle Beach, may make landfall here down by Wilmington, North Carolina, or somewhere around there. Maybe Wilmington up to the Outer Banks, North Carolina. And then it's going to continue off to the north and east. Now look at this as part of our area now in this action here on Friday. As this moves off to the north and east, you can see our area here is now has some rain and some wind with this. Okay, and you can see this is our coverage area. This is eastern parts of our coverage area. So we'll have to watch for that as we get into later in the week. Now today we're expecting mostly sunny skies across the region. Very nice day. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s across the region, mostly sunny skies, and then mostly clear tonight. And then once we get into Wednesday, we're going to have a cold front. This is the trough that's eventually going to pick up Doreen and send it to the northeast as it's moving up the coast. So it's going to pick this trough. This trough is going to pick this up and send it northeast, and we're very confident that happening. This trough has been modeled very consistently over the past week, so it's not. There's no reason to deny that it's going to still be where it says it's going to be. Now there might not be very much precipitation with this as it comes through. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm late in the day in some spots here on Wednesday. And then once that goes through, it's going to be very warm on Wednesday too. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees for highs on Wednesday until that front moves through, and then we're back into the 70s here on Thursday. Now clouds were going to increase. Here's the this is the GFS showing that landfall very similar to what the HWRF showed near Wilmington, North Carolina, or thereabout, and heading toward the Outer Banks after that point. And you do get some fringe impacts to coastal New Jersey, Delaware, and Ocean City, Maryland as this moves by, and that would be here on Friday, and this pulls away finally. As we get to, actually, we'll say Thursday night and Friday is your time frame for that to happen. This is what the GFS shows for wind gusts. This is wind gusts in miles per hour, so you have some generally kind of low-end tropical storm, maybe mostly 35 to 45 mile per hour wind gust right along the coast, maybe a little higher around down by Ocean City, closer to that low. But the trend today has been to push this further south and east, not more toward our area. So this was a little bit, the previous models that ran last night were showing this a little bit further to the northwest, but the trend today has been to keep it confined just to the coast here, and that's it. So the trend has been to push it kind of south and east, and we don't know that for sure just yet, so I don't want to let go of that idea that it could end up affecting a little bit more of our area, especially since we're, just couple days ago, we're looking at a guaranteed, almost or a near guaranteed landfall in Florida, and that most likely will not happen. So little shifts in track can change this a little bit, but I do think that trough coming through here on Wednesday will certainly save the day for us here in our region. Okay, so that's a look at that. But there could be some gusty winds here Thursday night, late Thursday night, and Friday morning across the region. Even in the interior, still getting some gusts 25 to 35. Possible, probably more so 20 to 30. There could be some gusty winds on Friday morning until this pulls away. And in the interior locations where you're not getting that rain, close to the shore points where that's going to be kept at, we think it's going to be just cloudy or mostly cloudy in those regions. But after the system pulls away, we have a fantastic weekend coming up, another mostly sunny weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. No chance for rain, and temperatures are going to be the 70s, very refreshing. And partly cloudy skies here Monday, high pressure off to the north that will keep us dry through early next week. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich. That is our outlook for September 3rd, 2019. Have a great Tuesday.